Imagine this, you've just made your first million. The champagne is flowing, your bank account has more zeros than ever before, and you decide to celebrate at the world's finest hotel. You walk up to the reception desk with confidence, credit card in hand, ready to book the most expensive suite. But then, the concierge looks at you, smiles politely, and says those devastating words, "I'm terribly sorry, but we're fully booked." Except, they're not. You're just not rich enough. Welcome to the world of ultra-exclusive hotels where being a mere millionaire makes you, well, ordinary. Starting our countdown at number 10, we have the Burj Al Arab's Royal Suite in Dubai. This isn't just any hotel room, it's a two-story palace in the sky. At $24,000 per night, you'd think any millionaire could afford it. But here's the catch, they don't just check your credit limit, they check your credentials. One tech millionaire from Silicon Valley arrived with his newly minted fortune, only to be redirected to a standard suite. Why? The Royal Suite is reserved for actual royalty, heads of state, and ultra-high net worth individuals with established reputations. Having $1 million in the bank? That's just the entry fee to the conversation. Number 9 brings us to the Hotel President Wilson's Royal Penthouse Suite in Geneva, Switzerland. At $80,000 per night, it's the most expensive hotel suite in Europe. But price isn't the gatekeeper here, it's privacy. This suite has hosted everyone from Bill Gates to Rihanna, and the hotel has one ironclad rule: absolute discretion. A newly wealthy cryptocurrency millionaire learned this the hard way when he posted his booking confirmation on social media. Within hours, his reservation was mysteriously cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances. The hotel's clientele doesn't want their neighbors broadcasting their wealth online. In this world, silence is more valuable than money. At number 8, we visit Lokala Island Resort in Fiji, where exclusivity takes on a whole new meaning. This private island paradise costs $15,000 per night, but money alone won't get you in. The resort only accepts guests through referrals from existing clients or by invitation. One hedge fund millionaire spent 6 months trying to book a villa, only to be told the waiting list was currently closed. The resort's owner, Red Bull co-founder Dietrich Mateschitz, created this policy intentionally. He wanted a haven for the ultra-wealthy to escape, not just from the world, but from other wealthy people who hadn't earned their place in this inner circle. It's not about what's in your wallet, it's about who's in your contact list. Quote, "True luxury isn't about spending money, it's about gaining access to experiences that money alone cannot buy." The world's most exclusive establishments understand this perfectly. Marcus Vanderbilt, luxury hospitality consultant. Coming in at lucky number 7 is the Plaza's Royal Suite in New York City. At $40,000 per night, it's hosted everyone from the Beatles to Donald Trump. But in 2019, something unprecedented happened. A tech entrepreneur who'd just sold his startup for $50 million was turned away, not because of money, but because of behavior. The hotel had implemented a new vetting system after too many nouveau-riche guests treated the staff poorly and damaged property. Now, they check your reputation before your reservation. Former guests and industry insiders are quietly consulted. One bad review from the right person, and your American Express black card means nothing. The Plaza learned that protecting their legacy means protecting it from the wrong kind of wealthy. Number 6 takes us to the Raj Palace in Jaipur, India, home to the Shahi Mahal Suite at $45,000 per night. This isn't just a hotel room, it's a museum-quality palace apartment. Here's where things get interesting. The suite is so exclusive that it's only offered to guests who demonstrate cultural appreciation and understanding. A pharmaceutical millionaire was politely declined after expressing he'd just wanted the most expensive room. The management explained that the suite contains priceless artifacts and historical treasures, and they only welcome guests who will respect and appreciate the heritage. They actually conduct phone interviews before accepting bookings. Imagine being interviewed for the privilege of spending $45,000 a night. Let's put this into perspective with some staggering numbers. The global ultra-luxury hotel market is now worth over $200 billion annually. These exclusive properties charge an average of $75,000 per night for their top suites. Yet 98% of millionaires will never stay in one. Why? Because these hotels reject approximately 60% of booking requests, regardless of the guest's ability to pay. The average net worth of approved guests? A staggering $450 million. Being a millionaire used to mean something, now it's just the beginning. Halfway through our countdown at number 5 is the Emirates Palace in Abu Dhabi, specifically the Palace Suite at $12,000 per night. Now, $12,000 might seem modest compared to others on this list, but the Emirates Palace has something unique, a classification system. Guests are categorized into tiers, and the Palace Suite is only available to the Diamond tier guests, a status that requires either royal connections, diplomatic credentials, or a verified net worth exceeding $100 million. A lottery winner with 60 million thought he qualified. He didn't. The hotel explained that new money requires additional vetting and a cooling-off period. Apparently, your millions need to age like fine wine before they're acceptable here. Number 4 brings us to the Atlantis the Royals Royal Mansion in Dubai. At $100,000 per night, it's the most expensive hotel accommodation in the Middle East. Beyoncé performed at its opening. But here's the twist, you can't just book it. The Royal Mansion operates on an invitation-only basis, and the hotel maintains a curated list of culturally significant individuals. When a cryptocurrency billionaire offered to pay double, $200,000 per night, for a month-long stay, he was declined. The hotel's management stated they to carefully curate the guest experience and didn't feel he aligned with their vision. Translation: having billions doesn't guarantee you belong in their exclusive club. The difference between old money and new money in the world of ultra-luxury hotels couldn't be more stark. It's not about how much you have, it's about how long you've had it and what you've done with it. The bronze medal position goes to the Mark Penthouse in New York City at $75,000 per night. This isn't just the most expensive hotel suite in America, it's also the most selective. The Mark has a fascinating policy: they require 2 professional references from individuals they deemed culturally relevant. A hedge fund millionaire provided references from his financial advisors. Rejected. They want references from artists, philanthropists, or industry leaders. The hotel's philosophy? They're not just renting space, they're curating a community. One night in the Mark Penthouse isn't just about luxury, it's about proving you belong in a very specific social stratosphere where net worth is just one of many requirements. Our runner-up at number 2 is the Hilltop Estate at Lokala Island, yes, the same Fiji resort from earlier, but this property deserves its own mention. At $60,000 per night, the Hilltop Estate is a private residence within an already exclusive resort. But here's what makes it truly extraordinary: it's only available to guests who've previously stayed at the island resort at least 3 times. Even then, you need approval from the estate manager who personally vets each potential guest. A tech billionaire worth $5 billion was denied on his first attempt because he hadn't proven his appreciation for the Lokala experience. He eventually gained access, after staying at other villas for times and personally meeting with the owner. Sometimes, even billions require patience. And now, the most exclusive of them all. And finally, at number 1, the most exclusive hotel accommodation on Earth, the Muraka at Conrad Maldives Rangali Island. At $50,000 per night, it's the world's first underwater villa. But price is irrelevant here, the Muraka is booked solid for years in advance, and the waiting list is closed. When they do accept new guests, it's through a lottery system open only to Conrad Honors Diamond members who've stayed at Conrad properties for a minimum of 100 nights. A billionaire offered $1 million for a single night. Declined. Another offered to buy the entire structure. Also declined. The Muraka represents the ultimate truth about ultra-exclusive luxury: some things simply cannot be bought. Access is earned through loyalty, patience, and playing by their rules. Being a mere millionaire? That doesn't even get you on the waiting list. Quote, in the world of ultra-luxury, exclusivity is the ultimate currency. These establishments have mastered the art of saying no, because they understand that true luxury isn't about who you let in, it's about who you keep out. Isabella Rothschild, luxury market analyst. The psychology of ultra-exclusive access. So what's really happening here? These hotels have cracked a code that goes far beyond hospitality. They understand that the wealthiest individuals on earth aren't looking for luxury, they can get that anywhere. They're looking for validation, exclusivity, and access to a club that money alone cannot buy. By turning away millionaires, these establishments create something far more valuable than profit: mystique. Every rejection becomes marketing. Every declined reservation becomes a story that spreads through exclusive circles, making the property even more desirable. It's brilliant psychology. The moment anyone with money could access these places, they would lose their appeal to billionaires. The gatekeeping isn't cruel, it's strategic brand management at its finest. These ultra-exclusive hotels employ sophisticated vetting processes that would make intelligence agencies envious. They're not just checking credit scores, they're conducting comprehensive background evaluations that examine every aspect of a potential guest's life, reputation, and social standing. What these hotels actually check: your social media presence and online reputation spanning years. References from previous luxury hotel stays and staff interactions. Your network, who you know and who vouches for you, matters immensely. Charitable contributions and philanthropic involvement. Cultural contributions: are you a patron of the arts or collector? Business reputation and how you've made your wealth. Previous behavior at luxury establishments: any complaints follow you forever. The numbers behind these rejections tell a fascinating story. These exclusive properties reject 3 out of every 5 booking attempts, even when guests can afford the rates. The average approval process takes 14 days, during which your entire life is quietly investigated. 40% of rejected guests are turned away specifically for behavioral concerns from previous stays elsewhere. And perhaps most telling, 85% of approved guests are repeat customers or referrals. The system perpetuates itself, keeping the circle impossibly small and impossibly exclusive. But let's talk about what happens when you do get approved. The experience goes far beyond lavish accommodations. These hotels provide access to networks that are worth more than the room rate. Think about it: when you're staying in the same property as Saudi princes, tech titans, and entertainment moguls, the conversations by the pool or at the private bar can lead to business deals worth millions. One approved guest at the Mark reported meeting a venture capitalist during breakfast who later invested $20 million in his startup. Another guest at Emirates Palace connected with a media executive who greenlit his film project. The room rate isn't the product, access to this rarefied network is the real value proposition. The evolution of ultra-exclusive luxury hotels represents a fascinating shift in how the world's wealthiest individuals choose to spend their money. From accessible opulence to invitation-only sanctuaries, this timeline shows how exclusivity became the ultimate luxury. Now, you might be wondering, is this ethical? Are these hotels engaging in discrimination? The answer is complicated. Legally, private establishments have significant latitude in choosing their clientele, as long as they are not discriminating based on protected characteristics like race. Different ultra-luxury hotels require vastly different minimum net worth levels for consideration. While some are accessible to those worth $50 million, the most exclusive properties effectively require billionaire status. This chart shows the stark reality of wealth stratification in luxury hospitality. Insider secrets: how to actually get in. So, is there any way for a newly wealthy individual to gain access to these exclusive properties? According to luxury hospitality insiders, there are strategies, though none of them are quick or easy. The key is understanding that these hotels are playing a long game, and you need to as well. The insider's playbook for gaining access. Start with Tier 2 luxury properties and build an impeccable reputation over years. Develop relationships with luxury travel advisors who have insider connections. Engage in meaningful philanthropy. Charitable work opens doors money cannot. Cultivate references from established members of luxury circles. Be patient. Rushing signals desperation, which is deeply unattractive to these establishments. Invest in cultural pursuits. Become a collector, patron, or contributor. Most importantly, never broadcast your wealth. Discretion is the ultimate currency in these circles. Quote, "The wealthiest clients I work with never ask about price. They ask about privacy, exclusivity, and who else will be there." That tells you everything about what true luxury means at this level. James Wellington, Elite Travel Concierge. There's also a fascinating psychological phenomenon at play among the ultra-wealthy, FOMO at the highest level. When billionaires hear about properties they cannot access, it drives them to obsession. Luxury travel advisors report that their wealthiest clients often become fixated on gaining access to these exclusive hotels, spending years cultivating the right connections and reputation. One billionaire reportedly donated $50 million to charity partially because the charity's chairman had connections at the Monaco. Another learned to appreciate contemporary art specifically to build relationships with curators who could provide cultural references. The gatekeeping doesn't discourage the wealthy, it motivates them. The harder something is to access, the more desperately they want it. The fundamental difference between accessible luxury and true exclusivity comes down to one simple principle: can money alone buy it? If the answer is yes, it's not truly exclusive in the eyes of the ultra-wealthy. The future of ultra-exclusive luxury is heading in a fascinating direction. Industry insiders predict that we'll see even more extreme gatekeeping in the coming years. Some luxury developers are already planning hotels that won't have any public presence whatsoever, no websites, no marketing materials, no public acknowledgement they even exist. Access will be granted purely through word of mouth within elite circles. It sounds absurd, but it's the logical next step. When the ultra-wealthy have literally everything money can buy, the only thing left to desire is something that remains perpetually out of reach. These hotels are essentially creating luxury through artificial scarcity, and it's working brilliantly. Now, you might be thinking, why should I care about hotels I'll never stay in? Fair question. But here's the thing, these ultra-exclusive properties are indicators of broader trends in luxury, wealth, and social dynamics. They represent a world where traditional markers of success, making your first million, even your first 100 million, are increasingly seen as just the starting line, not the finish line. They show us that in certain circles, the rules of engagement have fundamentally changed. Success isn't just about accumulation anymore, it's about acceptance into increasingly rarefied circles where the price of admission keeps rising, and the gatekeepers keep getting pickier. But perhaps most interestingly, these hotels reveal something profound about human psychology and the nature of desire. We're watching the gamification of luxury in real time, where the challenge isn't earning enough money, it's proving you're worthy of spending it in certain places. Key takeaways from this journey. Money alone no longer guarantees access to the highest levels of luxury. Reputation, connections, and social capital have become the new currency. The ultra-wealthy compete for exclusivity more than they compete for wealth. Patience and discretion are valued more than flashy displays of money. These properties are selling access to networks, not just accommodations. The gatekeeping is intentional, strategic, and highly effective marketing. New money faces significantly more scrutiny than established wealth. The future of luxury is about what you cannot have, not what you can afford. Let's put the entire ultra-exclusive hotel ecosystem into perspective with some final jaw-dropping numbers. There are only 18 properties worldwide that operate on pure invitation or referral-only basis. Combined, they generate over $3 billion annually while serving fewer than 10,000 guests per year. That means each guest represents an average value of $300,000 to these properties, not per night, but per guest relationship. And the wait lists? Some properties have wait lists that would take 90 years to clear if they never accepted another new application. So what's the ultimate lesson here? These hotels that kick out millionaires aren't being cruel or arbitrary. They've identified something that the wealthy will pay almost anything for, the ability to tell others you can't get in here. Exclusivity has always been valuable, but in an age where nearly anything can be purchased online and delivered to your door, these properties offer something genuinely rare, spaces where money alone isn't enough. They've turned rejection into their most powerful marketing tool, and every millionaire who gets turned away becomes a living testament to just how exclusive these properties truly are. It's brilliant, ruthless, and absolutely fascinating to watch unfold. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey through the world's most exclusive hotels. If this video opened your eyes to just how different the world of ultra-luxury really is, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Elite Trips for more jaw-dropping content about billionaire lifestyles, exclusive destinations, and the hidden world of extreme wealth. Drop a comment below telling me which hotel shocked you the most, or if you've ever experienced this level of exclusivity yourself. And remember, in the world of true luxury, the most valuable thing isn't what you can buy, it's what you can access. Until next time, keep dreaming big and traveling in style.